What's going on, YouTube? Today I'm going to break down the concepts of fast nickel versus slow dime. Those are two different business models you'll hear people throw around quite a bit when they're talking about how they want their money to work for them. A fast nickel is getting your money in and out as quickly as possible, buying very good ranked items so you can get the money out nearly as soon as the item hits the docks at Amazon. Versus a slow dime, you'll buy something very cheaply, has a great markup, great return, but you might be sitting on it for 3 or 4 months. And I want to break down the math behind them and tell you which one I like to use. For a slow nickel, or fast nickel, fast nickel, let's look at 3 examples. We'll say 10, 15, and 20% ROIs. And we'll compare those with a slow dime of 40, 50, and 60% ROIs. Now, a fast nickel, about the fastest I've found you can get from having your money in the bank account when you buy something, when you go out and sourcing, to getting it back from Amazon is about 30 days. That includes your sourcing time, shipping time, getting Amazon checked in, sitting in Amazon for about a week before it sells, and getting your money back. And that's if you have daily cash outs. 30 days is about the minimum for that. Slow dime, just for sake of argument, we'll say it's a 3-month flip, 90 days. So you can do 4 of those in a year as opposed to 12 flips on the fast nickel side. To figure out how much we would make off of a 10% ROI that we were able to flip 12 times in a year, you just simply take 1.1 and go to the 12th power, because you're going 1.1 times 1.1 times 1.1, etc. for each month of the year. And there's a button on a scientific calculator that'll actually do that for you. If you look up here, I don't know, you can see it, there's a little YX button. You just put 1.1 to the 12th power, and it'll tell me that my ROI is going to be 314% on a 10% flip if I was able to do 12 of them in a year. Let's check it out for 15%. We would go 1.15 to the 12th power. We're looking at 535% ROI. And finally, for a 20%, 1.2 to the 12th power, we're looking at 892% ROI. So if you stick in $100 and you don't take it out and you don't add any more money and you're flipping it 12 times in a year, at the end of the year, you're going to have 892 bucks. Not too bad. Now let's flip it around and look at the slow dime, where we're only getting 4 flips in a year, but we're making a lot better returns. We'll take 1.4, and this time we'll go to the 4th power, because again, we're only doing 4 flips in a year. We're looking at 384%. If we can get up to 50% ROI per flip, we're now going to look 506%. And lastly, a 60% ROI flipped 4 times is going to give us 655%. So you can see there's good money to be made either way, and it's pretty much your comfort level is the way you want to go. Me personally, I like the slow or fast nickel because I'm shooting for a minimum of 20% when I buy something off the shelf. If I don't see a 20% ROI when I'm looking at it, I'm passing. That gives me enough wiggle room that I can move down to 10% and still see a decent return. But more importantly, I see progress on a daily basis. I bought something 2 weeks ago. I look at my seller's app. Hey, that just sold today. That's awesome. Or I sold 4 of them today. That's great. I feel like I'm accomplishing something. It's not like I bought something and I'm just sitting on it and it's still sitting and it's gathering dust and like, is this thing ever going to sell? And meanwhile, my money is just tied up and not doing anything for me. And then someday it'll sell and I'm going to make, 60 bucks on an item. And I think the 20% flip for almost 900% return is better than 60% return, or 60% flip 4 times at 655. I mean, yeah, you can put other numbers in there. You might be able to get 25 or 30% ROI on a fast nickel. You might be upwards of 100% return on a slow one, and you flip it once every couple of months. But you can plug in the numbers into the formula I just showed you there, find out what works best for you. If you have any questions, just drop them in the comments for you. I know math's not for everybody. But I'll be happy to break down the math for you a little bit more, help you figure out what business model is best for you. As always, like and subscribe if you like what you see, and I will see you in the next video.